Good morning. Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor, a pretty serious, kind of somber moment, which is a change of pace from what you'll normally find on this channel if you're new. Feel free to follow us. We do at least 3 hours of content every single day, positive content. Today's a little bit of a heavy topic, but I hope that we can find the positivity through all of the heaviness this morning. This channel is made possible by viewers like you, so if you find value from this show today, help us to keep it going and growing over at femyoga.com. And thank you guys for making the show possible. I feel overwhelmingly blessed to be able to come on here and talk to you guys about this and have an audience and be able to reach people who may be struggling with feelings of suicide today or in the future or in the past. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys. I'm a little sleep deprived. I only slept for about 5 hours last night. Woke up and as I looked through the news and saw things that had happened about Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, to, if you don't know who that is, in case it's just American people who know these people, Kate Spade is a designer, fashion designer, who hung herself a few days ago, and Anthony Bourdain is a travel documentarian who is a food expert. He's a chef, and he's done a lot of different shows and books. He's a writer, and he was found dead by apparent suicide, I believe, just last night. So if you don't know me, I'm Taylor, and I used to want to kill myself, and I had a couple times where I planned to kill myself and kind of did these ultimatums with what I perceived to be God at the time, which worked out in my favor, and I'm still here today to be able to talk to you guys, and I just count my blessings so much when I hear these stories and read these stories about people who, did not have the favor on their side and for whatever reason did not make it. And I couldn't go back to sleep without knowing that I at least came on for a few minutes and reached out to anyone who might be feeling any kind of way today about this, because I was feeling very heavy about it today. I actually cried myself, over it. I don't know these people, but just to know that there's so many hurting people out there, and success and wealth and fame and fortune, it's not always enough. I don't know that it's ever enough. Robin Williams is another famous celebrity who took his own life, and you just wonder why and what can we do to try to keep this from happening. Is it something that we have to do as parents with our children? Is it something that we can do to help friends and family? I'm feeling okay. It's just something that always kind of lingers. You always know that there's kind of darkness inside of us, and it's all different. Not everyone struggles with depression and suicidal thoughts or tendencies. Some people may have different things like addiction or anxiety. Yeah, my moment says mental illness does not discriminate. Hi, Lise. Yeah, and it's I'm sad because I wonder. I would think Anthony Bourdain, as a chef, probably has access to a lot of really high quality, and a rich, wealthy chef would have access to a lot of healthy foods. And my husband and I spend a lot of time researching things like this, and we've come to the conclusion that diet and nutrition seems to be a big factor that can help to prevent suicide. Just eating more vegetables in and of itself, having the vitamins and the nutrients in your body to prevent a chemical imbalance so that you actually have the energy and the necessary nutrients to be positive, because positivity takes 3 times as much energy as negativity, especially if you're at a place where you're thinking about killing yourself right now. You're just so far down in this negative spiral that no one can bring you out of that but yourself. That's the thing, is we all are how can we prevent other people from killing themselves, and the people that are left behind in the wake of a suicide? No matter what, if you kill yourself, I can guarantee you there's going to be so many people that you leave behind that blame themselves and think that they could have prevented it from happening. So when I wanted to kill myself, I thought that would be a relief to the people in my world. Hopefully I don't get too emotional. I'm going to have to end this broadcast. We'll see. Hi, Lou. Maybe I'll just talk to you guys for a minute. Hi, Danny. Hi, Trevor. Yeah. Hi, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, we didn't meet in DC. That was sad. But yeah, I want to meet you. I want to meet all of you guys. We're going to Anaheim, California in a few weeks. I think I might just go over here for a second. Okay, just they act like this isn't happening. Oh, thank you. Is that Tracy? Thank you, Super Hearts. Trevor, thanks for sharing, inviting your followers. You guys, it's an important message. Hopefully I can spit it out. But I thought that when I wanted to kill myself, I thought that it would be a relief on the people in my life. What I didn't realize is that it would cause more pain and that they would blame themselves. For me in particular, my mother, I could tell that my depression and my negativity was affecting her, and it was causing her to have pain. She was struggling trying to figure out, how she could help me, and I didn't know how. So I thought that she would be relieved to not have to deal with me, if I was to take my own life. And what I realize now is that it would have ruined her life, and her whole life she would have blamed herself for that, and it wasn't her fault. So I think that it's important to know that you might think that you're going to relieve people, but you'll probably just hurt them more. So it's not like a selfless act to do it, to take your own life. But I know what it feels like to feel like you just can't go on, and to feel like you can't, like there won't be anything better in the future, like that you won't stop having pain at some point. But I know that this is true. I mean, I know a lot of people who have gone through this and have come out on the other side and been happy. Thank you, Lou. Good morning, Garcia. Ruby, thank you. Yeah. I think I'm a little sleep deprived too, so I'm a little bit more sensitive probably than usual. So I appreciate you guys for bearing with me. I know it's unusual. I've never actually cried on Periscope before. Or Twitch. Hi, Twitch. Kelly says she's been there too. I know a lot of people in this room. I don't want to. You guys can volunteer up if you want to share your experiences. I don't want to point you guys out if you. Dub, hi. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So why did Mr. Bourdain do it? I don't know. They just found Anthony last night, Anthony Bourdain. So I'm not sure if I can barely see. I'm not sure if he left a note or not. Gio said he's felt suicidal before. Universal Truth says it's human. I will say I've met multiple people that claim that they've never felt the desire to take their own life, so I'm not sure that it's just part of the human condition. Thank you, Trevor. Ruby said she attempted 4 times. Hi, Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Universal. Her husband committed suicide 33 years ago. 33 years ago? How even old are you? I feel like you're too young. Was he a lot older than you? A very abusive relationship and had to testify against him. I was very depressed after, right? Chris says he thinks it's normal. Danny says he thinks that we all have. Hey, BJK. Some people won't admit it. Interesting. Oh, you mean the crying. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, so several times Lou said, and he was saved by his friends. So definitely be aware. Make sure... Oh, I love you, Lisa. I'm sorry that you're struggling so much. Ruby, I'm so glad that you're still here and that I'm glad that you failed. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you're going to fail at something, I hope it's your suicide attempt so that you get another chance. Brother Steven is asking for suicide hotlines. I don't know. I mean, I never used that myself. I knew that they existed, but when I wanted to kill myself, I didn't want to call someone and be like, hey, I want to kill myself. Can you please talk me out of it?
You know what I'm saying? Now, I recommend if you're at a point where you can do that, you just want someone to talk to, and that's going to work for you. It's all over Twitter right now. I think it's like 1-800. Look it up, but I think it's 923. Oh, it's 273. That's it. Okay, Trevor Poe, 800-273-8255. Scoopy, that's free, so you can just call for free. I actually got therapy when I was younger from a guy that worked with my mom, and he was actually a psychology student, so he charged us a lot less than a therapist normally would have, and he also came to our home to do the sessions with us. So we got really lucky and really blessed, but that's out there. I mean, you can find people out there who will listen, without you having to fork over a bunch of money to make that happen. And I think live streaming is kind of cool because there's so many people live all the time. You can go in there and just talk to them. I mean, they may or may not have any type of expertise on suicide, but it's like just a distraction. Just to know that someone else is out there and is listening to you and giving you some attention can be enough to change it. But if you're in that space, remember, if you're just hiding away in your room, in your house, and you're like, no, nobody cares about me, nobody's checking on me, like, get out there. Look for someone. There's people out there that are looking to connect with you too. And I challenge you, if you've gotten through suicidal feelings or thoughts or attempts in the past, or if you are going through it right now and you get through it right now, I encourage you to take that as a challenge to help other people, because that's why I started my business. I was going to call this broadcast Suicide's Why I Started My Business, but I didn't know if that was going to be too controversial, and I'm too sensitive right now to handle a lot of trolling, so I'm kind of like ignoring some of the comments. Thanks. Oh, hugs back to you. Yeah. Right, so get out there online, on the internet. Someone said some people can't get out there, Taylor, health issues. Don't make excuses, you guys. There is the internet now. You're watching me live right now. You're out there. You're talking to me. You're out. There's 65 people on Periscope. I can't see how many people on Twitch, but there's so many people out here that you can talk to and connect with, and I've met some of the most amazing people on the internet. And I know some people think it's you got to get out there, meet people in real life. I have plenty of real friends and family as well, but I connect so much deeper with people online because you're from all around the world and we connect on similar topics. So most of my friends and family, we don't talk about suicide. I don't know many people in my friends or family that have contemplated suicide or were ever suicidal or depressed or cut themselves, in their life. Everyone has their different stuff, like I said, maybe eating disorders or, actual physical pain. Like if you have a pain disorder, that can be a reason that sometimes triggers people. And I wanted to talk about that. There's so many different reasons that trigger people to feel like they want to take their own lives. And one of those things is relationship problems. And I feel like that seems to be a more and more common denominator. Relationships and then also financial stresses. So there's a very obvious combination of these two things that if you're already going through this, I'm really hoping it doesn't depress you further, but we need to realize that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you're already deep in it, I'm still here, let's talk. But for those of you who aren't quite, you can kind of prevent this, me and my husband are not legally married. And what that means is that if something happens with us and we want to part ways for some reason, we don't have to deal with the costly expenses just of getting divorced. Even an amicable, agreeable divorce is very, very, very expensive. So you have the relationship, you have a marriage, people who thought they were going to be together forever and, thought, it'll be fine, we're never going to get divorced. We don't think like years into the future. So they get married, they're in love, it's great. Then maybe somebody cheats on the other person. Now that you have the stress of the breakup and the relationship problems, plus you have the financial stress added onto that. And I can't help but see that common trend. Now, I don't know Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade, what their situations were, but I know with Robin Williams, he was paying an ungodly amount of money in alimony to his ex-wife. And I can't help but think that probably played some role in him killing himself. Is it... You know what I mean? We have to prioritize, you guys. Is it really that important that we get the government's blessing on our union so that we can get tax benefits or tax breaks so that we can hopefully never have any problems that end in divorce, because the amount of stress from relation and financial stress combined in that situation is just, it seems crazy to me. So always realize that those things will be triggers, especially if you're in that right now. So if you're married and you're getting a divorce, or you're thinking you might get a divorce, and you know this is going to be stressful, know that. Go into it prepared. Read everything that you can, learn everything you can, watch videos, go to support groups. I mean, anything. You don't do it alone. Don't just blaze trail and try to say, oh, I'm going to be tougher than everyone else. I'm unlike everyone else. I'm never going to get a divorce. I'm never going to get cheated on, or I'm never going to cheat, or whatever it is. Like, this stuff ends lives, and it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't always take everyone's lives. What differentiates the people who get divorces, really expensive divorces, and still live to tell the tale? I think that being resilient is the key. You can't, if you're already in a really depressed state and something like that happens to you, it's going to be a lot harder to bounce back up. We have to be honest. That's what I called the broadcast. Be honest with me about suicide. Like, the honest truth is that when you commit suicide, you hurt everyone that you leave behind. You're not relieving them, you're hurting them. So, and you're hurting them in a permanent way that will never go away. They're never going to be able to ask you why. They're always it's going to haunt them. I mean, the memory of you will haunt them the rest of their days. And do you really want that? Because I didn't want that. I thought that me going away was going to be a good thing for them. And that was really important to realize that that was not the case, that it was going to only cause more pain. Thank you, Arturo. And that you have to be prepared for shit to happen. You have to be prepared for stress, because stuff happens in life. Things don't always go according to plan. We lose a big job, or we get injured, we get a brain injury and our entire personality changes, or we end up with chronic pain. I mean, this is the human experience. There is pain. That's not all there is to it. There's also a lot of happiness and joy, and that's why I highly, highly, highly beg you to get this book. If you're watching this and you're like, oh, I can't afford that book, $15, it's out of my budget, I'm never going to buy it, I know I'm not going to buy it, please reach out to me. I would consider, depending on how many people actually reach out to me, I would consider just sending you this book free of charge. Not this one, I'll buy you a new one that's not ripped up in the back. I'll send you the book so that you can read this yourself, or the audiobook. I'll help you. Like, don't not get this, especially if you're in that place. And even if you're not, like, every single person watching this, if you have $15 and you don't buy this book, I'm insulted, okay? I ask you guys to do a lot of stuff on this channel, but this book, it always comes up in almost every broadcast. It's only $15. If you were going to send the channel $15, don't go to femyoga.com. Don't support the channel. Take the $15, go get this book. It's called Positivity by Barbara Fredrickson. I don't get anything for you buying this. I don't know her. We're not affiliated. This book is the book that saved my life. When I was 19, someone asked how old I was. It was probably like the age of 13 to 19, 6 years or so that I struggled with depression and cutting myself and suicidal thoughts. Yeah, you can get it from a library, I would assume, but it's something that I read every year at least once, so it's really something I would want to own, but whatever works for you. If you want to just get it from the library just so you can read it, that's a huge step in the right direction. Hey, Phoenix, but remember, I'm offering it to you for free also, and you can own it forever, and then you don't have to have the excuse of the library was closed or whatever. I'm saying it's of the utmost importance. Your life is important. I don't care if you believe me. Just right now, I'm in charge. You give me control, and you need to buy this book, okay? It's an order. All right? Sorry. And what this book taught me, and I'll tell you, so even if you don't buy it, at least you can still get some of the benefit. This talks about the 10 different forms of positivity. I can read those with you now. And even just hearing the words alone, the positive words, it can change your mood, just to think about, just to hear these words. Just to hear something positive, when you're surrounded by negativity. Maybe your family is really negative. Maybe your spouse is abusive, or maybe you're ill. It's like you can just feel like you're surrounded by negativity, and just hearing words, even without meaning, can be uplifting. So, I've introduced you to the 10 forms of positivity. joy, gratitude, thankfulness, serenity, peace, interest, hope for the future, pride. Is there something that you're proud of that you've done? Amusement, laugh, go to a comedy show. It's going to feel ridiculous. You're not going to want to do it. You're like, I don't want to be happy. I want to be dark. I want to be gloomy. I want to cry. I want to, I want to just be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Ruminate. I just want to ruminate in my toil and despair in my room and just shut the blinds and never get out of bed. Well, stop. What the hell are you doing? When you do get past this point, you're going to be like, psh, every moment that I'm not living life and embracing life is a moment wasted. So stop wasting time. Go to your computer, or you're on your phone right now anyway, right? Just leave this broadcast. I know I'm going to miss you. Make sure you follow me before you go. Go to whatever local comedy club, look it up online. Reach out to them. If you have no money, just be like, yo, I've been really depressed. I'm suicidal. This girl on the internet's yelling at me, and she's like, dude, go to a comedy show. If you don't have money, see if they'll give it to you for free. They might not. They might be like, what the hell? That's the weirdest thing ever. But let me tell you, they've probably never had someone say that to them before. I don't know how often a comedy club gets a call that's like, hey, I'm really depressed and suicidal. I have no money, but I really think that a comedy show would cheer me up. And I figured, hey, what have I got to lose? I figured I'd ask, would you guys potentially let me come for free? You know how dead half of the comedy clubs are? You know how, like, there's, like, I mean, I've been to comedy clubs where there's maybe 10 of us in the audience. They'd probably be like, yes, please come. We need bodies in the seats. If it's a really famous comedian, lower your aim a little bit. Like, you're not going to get in to see Kevin Hart for free, most likely. But maybe you would. I mean, Kevin Hart is a normal human, like all of us. And we all know what it's like to have crappy stuff happen to us and just feel like crap. And to have sucky life suck happen. So we all, like, when we're in a position to help somebody else, like when I could buy you this book, let me. I would, if I could save your life with $15, I would freaking do that all day, every day. Stacy says they'll send you to a mental hospital. I mean, you could maybe, I do think that some places, if you say that you're thinking about killing yourself, they might call the authorities or something like that. You're not threatening to kill yourself, though. You're not like, if you're not going to give this to me, I'm going to kill myself. You can just say, I've been having a really hard time with life lately. I've been feeling really down, really depressed. You can even tell them your story. I lost my job, or I lost my wife, or I lost my child, or whatever it is, or my pet, or I'm really ill and I don't have long to live. I mean, whatever it is that's making you depressed, there's got to be something. For me, it seemed silly. So actually, let me talk about this, because I was really depressed and I didn't really know exactly why. I didn't want to acknowledge what the truth was, but I was deriving my self-value and my worth and my potential to have a happy life in the future by whether or not a boy liked me, at the time. If I felt like there was if I was single, I was like 13, but if I was single and nobody was interested in me, nobody was trying to get with me, and anyone I liked didn't seem interested in me, I felt like, well, this is what life is going to be like forever. I'm always going to be alone. I'm always going to be miserable. I'm going to end up like my mom, who's a single parent. She's miserable. She has no money. She's always upset. She's always crying. My life is going to suck, and that was kind of, it can be hard. You might not be able to explain. You might not have some big thing that happened to you that's causing your depression that you have to blame, that you could say, well, that's why I'm upset. But just know that it doesn't really matter why. It does not matter why at all. It's not like someone who is divorced is less legitimate than someone who lost a parent, or, whatever's pushing you into that depression. It's good to know what your trigger points are. It's good to know, for me, that I was relying on men to give me my value, and realize that is never going to work. And I can't count on someone else to tell me what I'm worth. I have to know that I'm valuable without a man. And I had to come to that realization on my own, and that was my personal thing. Now, I'm not going to call a comedy club and say, hey, no boys like me, can I please get a free comedy show? But I was also 13, and there's no 13-year-olds even on this platform. So everyone's triggers are different. Know that it doesn't matter why, but you still need to go to the comedy show. So you can just tell them you're having a really hard time. You've been feeling really dark. You're having a hard time. You know, your job pays minimal. You just feel like life sucks right now. You're just looking for a silver lining somewhere, and you'd love to go to a comedy show. Or if you can't do that, turn on Netflix. If you have Netflix, it's like $10 a month. You can go, I think it's 10, maybe it's more than that now, less than $20 a month, and you can go watch stand-up specials on there. I recommend Kevin Hart. I think he's hilarious. You can watch, I've watched probably every single comedy special on Netflix that's ever existed, and people say, oh, you're so happy, you have all this energy, you're so positive all the time. Well, I watch comedy anytime that I do something in my free time that's not just working. And I think that helps me out a lot. I laugh a lot. I talk to my friends. I talk to my friend Sonam 108, and she makes me laugh, and she tells me everything's going to be okay, and she tells me that the reason other people are giving me a hard time is because they're having a hard time, and she helps me keep things in perspective, and she used to want to kill herself. So we understand that darkness that's within us. We understand that, like, if we're having a hard day, that might mean that we're like contemplating what's worth it in life, and do we want to just run away and maybe start over anew, or just end it all, and that to us a hard day might be a little bit hard, you know, we might be perceiving it harder than it is, and then we can kind of like be that beacon to each other. But me and Sonam just met in the past year, maybe a little more than a year. So I'm 27, and I was 19 when I stopped being suicidal, and I didn't have a beacon like Sonam in my life at that point, but it's okay. I didn't need it. Remember, you guys have it. You know us. I mean, hopefully we can be your beacons, because it's freaking awesome when you have someone who understands. They don't think you're crazy and weird for wanting to kill yourself, because to us it's like, well, yeah, of course. That's normal. That's how we are, you know? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I know I'm missing lots of comments. Sonam is awesome. Yeah. It's a compliment, sort of. What did I say? I should write a book about this. Maybe, Scoopy. I mean, this book is about it, you know? Thank you, you guys. Thank you for all the awesome comments. Maybe I'll slow my roll and interact with you guys a little more. But this book is about it. It talks about what's called the positivity ratio. So what they've found through studying psychology, yes, Eric, be my beacon, is that negative experiences are 3 times more powerful than positive experiences. So you have to consciously look for that positivity. You have to make it happen. To me, the thing that saved my life was knowing that I didn't need anyone else to fix me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't need a boyfriend to make me feel pretty. I didn't need my mom to understand me and my intellectual side and why I always ask why. And I didn't need to know my dad and have him care about my existence and be in a relationship with me. I didn't need anything. All I really needed was positivity, and I can make that happen. If I want to go, I didn't finish the list, so we ended at amusement, inspiration, awe, and love. So love usually is going to require another person, but with the exception of that, gratitude, I mean, it's really easy to find something to be grateful for. I'm grateful that I was born in America as a white woman with no major health concerns. I'm smart. You know, I mean, like, even then, even when I was going through depression, all those things were true. And all those things you could be grateful for. And when you focus on gratitude every day, they've studied your brains, your neurons, the neural pathways in your brain change. They actually change the shape and paths. They form new trails. They form new connections just by you thinking about things you're grateful for. Because what it does is it changes you to look for what to be grateful for rather than what to be triggered by and what to be upset about and what to be unhappy that you have received. You know, thank you, Trevor, for the super hearts. I'm grateful for you, Eric. I'm so excited that we kind of had that call and got to know each other better. It's amazing how different it is just seeing your guys' comments and your little pictures and names and actually talking with you and seeing you. I didn't really see you, but you know what I mean. Hearing you, at least. Dennis said, no, these are cash cannons, Dennis. These are a great source of positivity on this channel. They're inspirational. So serenity, peace, you can just meditate meditation is something you can do. Even if you're being held hostage, if you're in prison right now, you snuck in a cell phone, you're watching this, you can meditate in prison. You could be grateful for something in prison. You could be grateful that you're alive. You could be grateful for your awesome roomie. I don't know. Thankfully, you're not in solitary confinement right now. I don't know. Just find something. There's always something to be grateful for. And when you start doing that now, when there's more obvious things to be grateful for, then if something bad does happen to you, say you get kidnapped and you're held hostage, hey, you now have the tools for this really sucky situation so that you're not going to off yourself. You're going to escape and you're going to save all the other hostages. I don't know. Maybe I watched too many movies. All right, everybody calm down. Always grateful for, oh, wait, what did you say? Clowny, I thought that's what you said. Always can be grateful for lube. Yes, lube is a great invention. Chelsea, hello, how are you? Thank you for some of the comedic relief, you guys. You're awesome. Interest, that's one of my personal favorites. These are books that I'm interested in. If I find something that I'm interested in, I'm learning about something, I'm not going to kill myself. I want to know about this thing. I want to learn about it. I'm like, ooh, teach me. Like, ooh, yeah, ooh, what's this thing? Ooh, blackjack. Ooh, casino. What? Like things that I've kind of learned recently. I just like new things to be interested in. If you're interested in something and you kind of lost your touch with it, maybe you used to dance or play some kind of sport, there's adult leagues that play, hockey and soccer and I don't know, bingo. I mean, whatever you want to do, like, do it. If you're interested in it, go do it. If you're about to kill yourself, what have you got to lose? Take some risks, live a little. I bet you'll find that getting out there and being like a little bit crazy and not being afraid because you know that you don't really have much to lose at that point in your life, you'll probably think, wow, life is actually pretty freaking sweet. This is fun. Like, I can actually enjoy this when I just let go of the attachment to how things are supposed to be or how I'm supposed to feel or supposed to act or supposed to look. Screw that. Screw all of that. Do whatever the hell you want. Just do it. Just stop. Life is short. Excuse me. But you can let it be a little bit longer by not ending it yourself. Okay. Hope for the future. Think about what you want in the future. Think about how much money, if in your perfect world, how much money would you have? Would you be married or not? Would you be a powerful single person? Would you be doing live streaming full time like this? Or would you be like, hell no, that's crazy? Would you be a librarian, like hiding behind a bunch of books in the library all day? If you were like, oh, if I was independently wealthy, I would just volunteer at the library full time. Hey, go volunteer at the library. Who cares? Just do it. You don't have to, probably not full time, because I don't, unless you want to be homeless. But hey, maybe you'd be happier homeless. There might be some people that say they're happier with no possessions. I don't know that I'm one of those people, but some of you might be. We're all different, Like that song, Live Like You're Dying. Exactly. We gotta live like we're dying, because we are. We're gonna die anyway. Don't worry. That's already being taken care of. You don't have to worry about that part. You don't have to do it. It's gonna happen. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. But what impact can you have on this huge planet in the next few years of your life? Or next few months? Some of you might be sitting here thinking, I don't even know if I'm going to live to see tomorrow. And I don't mean because you're going to kill yourself, but because you're that, you have a terminal diagnosis or prognosis. But hey, what are you going to do in the next 24 hours? If you can't get out of bed physically because you're literally like your prognosis is that you might die tomorrow, then go send some positive messages out on the internet right now. Go email every single, just say, hey, until I die, I'm going to try to get through this entire list before I die. And just go down I don't care if it's your first grade teacher and you're like, what the hell? Why do I even have her email address? Oh, because I had after school detention that one time. Oh, I hate that woman. No. Send her an email and you say, hey, Mrs. Stewart. Okay, that was my first grade teacher's name. I think. Sorry, Miss Stewart, or other name that I might be forgetting you. And you say, hey, I was just thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day today. I'll never forget you. It doesn't matter if you hate her. You don't have to say that part. You don't have to give her some lesson that you teach or you change. No. Just say, hey, I was thinking about you. I love you. You don't say I love you, but I was thinking more if you're going down your list and it's not some random stranger, but it's your daughter or son or mom or dad or spouse, sister, brother, cousin. Message them and just be like, hey, love you. Or send them a funny GIF, like some ridiculous GIF that just, you like your favorite GIF that just makes you laugh. Send it to your grandma. Your grandma will be like, what the hell is that? It'll be fun. It'll amuse you. We didn't get to, amusement is coming up here, so we're going to say amusement is a good one too. See, Trevor's friends with his third grade teacher on Facebook, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to go over there, he's going to message her or him and say, hey, I was thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. How's everything going? You know, I'll never forget you. People like to hear that you'll never forget them. And they also like to hear that you had an impact, or they had an impact on your life. So let them know. Be like, hey, you know, in this grade, you said this thing to me, and I'll never forget that. I always think about that. My husband, actually, in, I think, second grade, got a teacher wrote on his test, careless mistakes. On his test, like she wrote like careless mistakes and circled it, and he remembered being so mad because he was like, what, careless mistake, like I don't care, you know, yeah, it is careless, why should I care? But now every time something happens where he'll leave the door unlocked or whatever happens, he'll be like, oh, careless mistakes. And that was like his second grade teacher. I mean, he's 10 years older than me, like let's just say he's roughly 37, and he's like, careless mistakes still. And that's, to him, it was a powerful message that, like, if you cared more, you wouldn't make mistakes. So he was like, okay, that's a good lesson, actually. Like, just care more. Like, stop being so careless. Yes, Nicholas will go right to all his former teachers. I love you. You guys are making me smile. I appreciate that. So another form, so we talked about love. Love requires more of another person. You can't really force that. Don't worry about making that happen. As you start doing these other things and start being a more positive, happy person, I promise you, people will love you. It doesn't, you know, people say you have to love yourself first. Maybe. But it's hard to love yourself when you're like really miserable and negative and all you can see is the negative. Like, it's hard to love yourself. So become more lovable by increasing your positivity, by laughing. Go find something that you think is funny. Maybe it's not stand-up comedy for you. I mean, that's what I recommended. Maybe it's a funny movie, or maybe a funny friend, or a funny family member. Or what was the other one I was going to say? Like, maybe for you it's like LARPing, like live action role play, and you dress up like you're from the Renaissance, and you go and you play with your friends, and you do fake fencing, or I don't know, whatever. Like, whatever you're into. Just do it. Stop thinking, oh, it's not cool, or people are going to judge me, or that's not what boys do, or that's not what girls do, or I don't give a crap. If you're a girl, go play football. I don't care. Like, whatever you think would be fun, just stop giving an F. I'm going to read that book. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and we're going to read that, and we're going to learn all that together. Okay. Awe, I think, is best in nature. Going out in nature, look at a flower. Just look at it really closely. Look at the bark on the tree. Look at the leaves on the trees. Look how tall and fat those trees are. Think of how long they've been there. Or wherever you live, maybe it's a beach or a canyon or a desert, or whatever, you know, a lake or a river. Like, go swim or paddle around and just notice how intricate nature is and feel that awe that comes from that. Just kind of feel the sun on your skin and just be like, wow, we're on this planet just floating somewhere in the middle of the sky, somewhere, you know, in the universe. And this star is like perfectly warming us and keeping us regulated, and everything is just working so perfectly. I mean, that is awesome. Like, literally the word awesome. It's full of awe. Awe being those things that just make you speechless. There's no words. You can't take a picture of it. You just have to absorb it. You just have to be there and experience it. Inspiration. Who's inspirational to you? For me, it's like Oprah, or people who, Sonam 108 is really inspirational to me, actually. The Flash is inspirational to me, is another live streamer, because that's what I do, so I get inspired by people who do what I do. But it's going to be different for you. Maybe it's an athlete, or someone at your work, or a mentor. Webb says, I think we can consciously change our emotions. It's not easy, though. I definitely recommend the nutritional part I mentioned earlier. Hi, Nick. Hey, Warrior. Because you have to, I think you really have to have the necessary building blocks to feel okay. So it's important to eat more vegetables. Don't worry about cutting things out, okay? I know you're probably eating too much junk food. You're probably drinking too much alcohol. I know. You're smoking. I know. One thing at a time. If you're about to kill yourself, I'm not really too worried right now about the long-term effects of your diet and your smoking. What I'm worried about is the short-term effects of how it's making you feel right now. So one way to offset that that's not too stressful, like quitting something, is to add in vegetables. Just add it in. Just be like, okay, I'm going to eat a salad each day. I did a 30-day salad a day challenge. I liked that, but what I preferred was actually my smoothie challenge. So I did a 30-day smoothie challenge. If you have a blender, it's easier than making a salad and eating a salad because you just like put all the vegetables and fruits, everything into, and seeds, nuts, make sure you get a fat in there like a yogurt or milk or something. Put that in there, blend it all up, and then you can just take it and drink it like while you're doing whatever throughout the day. And it's all these vegetables each day, and that makes you feel so much better. It gives you what you need to be able to really enjoy all of the positivity. However, I was a little discouraged about Anthony Bourdain because I would think he has access to the highest quality foods, and yet he still killed himself. So it's not all you need. I think that my husband would say nutrition is the most important thing. I would say that this is most important because to me, I don't think, when I was depressed, I didn't think it was worth changing my diet because I was going to kill like I just said, I wasn't worried about long-term effects because I didn't think I was going to live that long. If I was happy, if I was interested in something, if I was amused by something, if I was feeling loved, I would not have been thinking about my life ending soon. I would have been more interested in being healthy and caring about myself and my life and feeling good. Anthony had issues with drugs. Okay, so that's a big thing, and I wonder if Kate Spade falls into that same category. That's the downside of being really successful and wealthy and well-known, is that you have, thank you, Eric, you have that access, that unlimited access to any drug or anything, any person, that you really want, just about. And I think that can lead to some issues, but also I think, and this is very controversial, and I'm not a doctor, hey Nick, as that pharmaceutical drugs, I really believe that these pharmaceutical drugs have a lot to do with suicide. If you look at the side effects for so many drugs, suicidal thoughts, tendencies, depression, isolation, feelings of detachment from reality, feeling kind of out of it, foggy, hazy. I mean, I feel like that's in like every major prescription side effect list. So, yeah, exactly, Lise. Yes, she says that someone tries suicide every 29 seconds somewhere in the world. Very, very sad. But I think if you looked at the percentage, that most of those are in first world countries. Now, I don't know that 100% to be true, but I think it's interesting that we have a similar diet and pharmaceuticals are huge. Rob, thank you. So Rob says, this hasn't been a good week. I fear for those who are depressed this weekend. Let's not be afraid. You guys, don't be afraid. You can do this. I weigh 90 pounds. I was 13 years old. I had a huge gap in my front two teeth, braces, a big old mole on my nose. I was like, I never met my dad. My mom didn't understand me. I was cutting myself at night. I mean, I got out of that, and I'm the happiest person that I know. I can say that confidently still to this day. I'm the happiest person that I know. And I was that person, like 15 years ago now, 14 years ago, but still, I was still that person. So if you're that person right now, know that you can be the happiest person that you know in the future. And the only reason I can say that is because that happened to me. So you could try to prove me wrong all you want, but I'm telling you, you can't, because it happened in my life. So now I'm not saying I'm always going to be the happiest person and that I'm not going to have issues and feel depressed again in the future. I still have, bad days and rough moments, but all in all, with my satisfaction with life and contentment with what I'm doing, I don't know anyone else out there really doing that. I guess I don't know anyone personally doing it to know them well enough to know if they're really happy. Thank you, Grizzy, for the super hearts. Whew. Okay. The last one, the only one left, is pride. And I think pride is a really, really, really cool one because we're so often like, oh, pride is bad. Yeah, I'm happily married. We say that pride is a bad thing. Like, oh, you're so arrogant, your chest is puffed out, and you're looking down your nose at me. If you're a man and a woman, these two things are different, and I don't mean to be sexist, but I'm going for it. Testosterone makes you more confident, and lack of testosterone makes you less confident. So men tend to struggle with that more, with pride, where they're maybe a little too arrogant, that they don't think they can learn anything from anyone, and they're very, maybe it could be detrimental, the level of pride that they have. Personally, I don't think I have ever met a woman who I felt like her pride was detrimental to her success. Ever. But I've met plenty of women whose lack of pride is absolutely detrimental to their success. Because they don't think that they're impressive, that they don't think that they're all that in a bag of chips. They don't think that, they don't see their own value, and they aren't proud that they don't do anything. Not anything, but they don't do what it would take to really have the success that they want, because they don't value themselves enough. So for the women out there, I would say completely forget anything anyone ever says about not being proud or not being proud, or humility, being humble, being modest. Stop. No. Don't do that. Read this book. It's called Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. This is how you know that I'm like an unbiased, objective person, because I'm pretty sure this girl is probably like the antithesis of my political belief system. However, I absolutely love this book. I think I sent Sonam this book. It's called Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead by Sheryl Sandberg. She is the COO of Facebook. I actually emailed her, and I got a response back. She was saying that she didn't have time, but at least it was a response. And it wasn't her, it was her assistant. But still, she was like, Sheryl read your email, and she wanted me to take a moment to just encourage you in your endeavors and tell you to keep going. And I was like, I love that. Now, I don't know if that's just the generic response that they just give to any woman who reaches out, but she said that she read it. And in my mind, she read my email, and I'm so excited about that. Okay, everybody calm down. Hello, Ryan. Hello. But this is about women and the workplace, and it talks a lot about how we oftentimes don't speak up enough, and we're not confident enough, and we don't just sit at the table and realize that we are valuable and we're equal to anybody else, as long as mentally, someone may be superior to you mentally. And if they are, then learn from them. I'm not saying that like everyone is equal. That's not true. I'm not saying like all men and all women are exactly equal. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, okay? But what you'll find, like in a corporate environment, like where she's from, you'll find a lot of men sitting around that conference room table, not a whole lot of women. So she's just saying, like, get in there. Like, don't be afraid. Don't like sit off on the wall and let the boys sit at the table. Sit there. Learn. What can we learn from men? Stop being afraid. Stop being like, men are terrible people. Let's swear off them. They suck. No. They're winning at life, okay? They have all the money. They have all the freedom. They're the ones that go and, like, live their lives and let you raise the kids. So we have a lot to learn from men, and that's what I learned from this book. Even though it's all about women, it's like, what page can we take from men's books and realize that, okay, they obviously are figuring out something that we haven't quite figured out yet. Let's do what they're doing rather than think that, we know better. And there's always going to be, there's differences between men and women, the way that we really do things. But as far as getting out there and working, now there is something in here too. If you're a parent, she talks a lot about parenting in here, and I totally skipped those chapters, so I don't know what it's about. I know it's a little controversial, what she kind of, because she's the COO of Facebook, and she's a mom, so she has to find that balance. And some people think that she shouldn't be working so much. And she, in the book, she basically says, like, don't be afraid to work a lot. Why is it okay for the dad to work a lot and not the mom? It's kind of like to me, doesn't make a whole lot of sense either, but she talks about that in here too. I don't have children, so I don't know, but that's a good book for women struggling with confidence, or in the workplace, if you're struggling getting promotions, raises, feeling like you're valued. For me, books were what saved my life. Knowledge, knowing that there's people out there like me, and that what I'm doing isn't really that weird. I think that was part of why I was depressed too. feel like I fit in with my family very well. I don't know if everybody feels like that, and that's just a normal thing. So here's my situation. I have my mom, and then my mom has 2 daughters with 2 different men. So in a way, that is like 3 different families, because there's my mom, me, and my sister, which was how we grew up, just my mom with us. And then there's like my dad's family, and then there's my sister's dad's family, and she definitely got the maybe I should just shut up in case they watch this. I was very blessed. I was more fortunate in who my mom slept with than my sister was. I guess I'll put it like that. So why was I talking about that? Parental situations? I didn't fit in. So it was like, I think my sister might feel the same way, because we had half of our genetics we were never exposed to. We never met our dads. We didn't know what they were like. And for me, I think I'm obviously a lot like my mom, because she raised me. I have a lot of the same mannerisms as her. I make a lot of the same facial expressions. People tell me I look like her. I get a lot of my confidence and outspokenness from her, my passion. But in a way, I identify more with my dad, even though I barely know him. When I met him, it was like, holy hell, this is why I am how I am. It is amazing the role that genetics plays. So my whole life, I was asking why. I'm a nerd. My dad is a nerd. He's a complete geek. He's in IT. You should hear the conversation. My dad doesn't really like to broadcast, so... But when I can convince him, like, just the conversations that we have, I just think you guys would find it hilarious. Like, that's what we enjoy. Like, father-daughter bonding for us is, like, just talking about the weirdest new science, talk about quantum physics. Is this a simulation? What's the future of AI and AI society, and how I'm, like, afraid of that, and he's all about it, and he's learning. He's, like, taking all these anyway, too much information. So, but that's, I missed that my whole life. And if I had that, I probably would have felt a lot better. But I didn't have control over that. So know that if you don't know one of your parents, or if you are a parent, try to meet your kids, talk to them a little bit, fight for them a little bit, just let them know that they are not completely insane, because that changed my whole world. I was like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense why I'm the way I am, because he's exactly the same way. And then in other ways, like self-development, personal development, female entrepreneurs, all these things that weren't in my world. I went to a small school, a pretty small town. I didn't know that people did that. I didn't know it was about that. Is this a simulation? I don't think so. My dad thinks so. So what can I say, Martin? Martin Luther King. I need water. Whew, I thought this was going to be a short broadcast, but we went for an hour. Thanks for getting through the crying part with me. That was a little embarrassing. Thanks, guys. I'm just sad for anybody out there that is feeling like I used to feel, because it totally sucked. But I got through it, and I'm here to help you get through it if I can. That's why I started Femme Yoga. So, thanks for watching. I missed lots of comments. Do you guys have anything you want to repeat? Were my parents separated? Hey guys. Okay. You guys are awesome. Okay, well, thank you. So hopefully we're back now. I don't know. We crashed there right as Trevor asked me if my parents were separated. My mom was a bartender. I don't know if that's how she met my sister's dad, but that's how she met my dad. So it was like I don't know if it was a one-night stand. Yes, OBS crashed. So I get different stories from my mom and my dad. Like, my mom kind of makes it seem like it was I feel like it was kind of like a quick one-time thing, and that was it. But then my dad kind of makes it seem like they were dating, for a little while, maybe a couple months or something. So I don't really even know what the deal is with them. But I do know that at my bachelorette party, he came, even though it was bachelorette party, it was all girls, and then my dad just buying everyone drinks. And he got drunk and hit on my mom a lot. he's married to another woman now, which is, my mom's also married. It wasn't like, but he was just like, oh, he was drunk, and I don't know if he realized how loud he was being. He's just like, she's just the most beautiful woman in the world. She's just so sexy. I'm like, so I think the nature of their relationship was probably purely physical and didn't last long, and ended with him. How much information do I want to give? Yeah, it's fine, whatever. He was in the military. I won't say what branch, but he was in the military and he had to move for his work. And my grandfather was also in the military, so my mom grew up moving around a lot with my grandpa and didn't want to do that to us, which I resent, of course, hugely, but that was her choice. It wasn't mine to make. So he moved away and ended up finding someone else and starting a life that, to me, is just absolutely insane. It's like a mom and a dad, and there's a son and a daughter, and they live in a really nice house in Florida, and it's just like the life. You look at it and you're like, that could have been my life. Like that, I could have been living in a life like that instead of the life that we had, and she chose that voluntarily. It's just, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But like I said, I didn't have a choice. And I did make it through it, even not knowing what was wrong with me. Because what worked for me was reading books and also the internet. Because I meet so many people out here that that's why I was saying, that's why I like connect so much more online. Because there's so many more people to choose from. So you have this huge pool of people, and you pull out the best ones for you, for your community. You know what I mean? The people that we attract over here on Fem Yoga are different than go over to like the drama negative channels, and that's okay because we're all at different places, you know. Whispering sweet nothings. Whoa, Nick's having flashbacks. Woo, jeez, I'm hot. Actually, I'm hot. So yeah, I recommend this book, Positivity by Barbara Fredrickson. I recommend watching something funny or doing something funny, doing something that makes you laugh. Especially either a movie or a stand-up show, or going and hanging out with a funny friend, because you don't want it to just be like don't just like look up a joke online for 5 minutes or something. Like you really want to be like getting some belly laughs and just like, oh my God, I can't believe how hard I'm laughing. Like that's really, it's the cure. It's the cure to depression. You're welcome from Dr. Taylor. Just kidding. I'm not a doctor. Please don't sue me. I'm not a doctor. I am a yoga teacher. So from Yogini Fem Yoga Taylor, I prescribe 1 hour of comedy, 1 hour of laughter. You can also do laughter yoga. That's actually a thing. And then everybody in the yoga class goes, ha, 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 until it becomes a real laugh. Don't look up jokes from Danny Bruno. No, definitely don't. Some of Danny's jokes are good. Hey, Hines, how are you? Whew, that was a good scoop. How's everybody feeling? I'm feeling good. Hi, Derek. Did someone say comedy? I did. It was me. Dr. Taylor said it. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Ryan said that mowing his grass would make me feel much better. What the hell? Can we look up jokes from Sonam 108? I don't know. If you can, do it and read them to us. Join the dark side. What dark side? Hi, Junior. Dr. Yogini Taylor. I don't know. You give Danny about a 20% success rate. I would give him more than that. Maybe like 50-50. Yes, 1 hour of laughing your butt off. You think having God in your life is important. Okay, Victory. Yeah, if that helps you, who am I to say that that's not good? It helped me too, actually. Religion helped me get through depression too, but it's not there anymore. We're actually, Junior, we're actually over our minimum financial target for this month. So from our next, like, we're good as far as our minimum, which I've been talking about. We were short from our minimum, and that was like a little bit stressful, but now we're over that. So now our next level, let's say we're like roughly like 2,500 or so from what would be our top level goal. I should probably come up with a middle goal, but our top level goal would be another 2,500 over at femyoga.com by clicking support. Hey, look at the words. Why are the words looking like that? You guys, you got to tell me when I'm not perfect, because I like perfection. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Good, because you need a sponsor. What's up, DJ? What do you mean you need a sponsor? You need a sponsor. Wait, what are we talking about? Are we talking about like AA right now? Sponsor how? Trevor's hosting me. Thank you, Trevor. Trevor, you still have to teach me. Oh, no, it wasn't you. It was Lauren and Nikki. I got to reschedule that call with them. I have so much. And we have to make food today. What are we going to make? Oh, yeah. I think Sonam might be giving me the chicken tikka masala recipe. Can we just blame it on Sonam if we don't do Food Scope today? We'll just be like, aww, you guys are so cute. Wait, are you guys in here right now? Am I a Jedi? I might be. Sonam, are you in here? Yeah, Sonam's in here. I don't see Ed. At the same time, I think it must have been when I was crying, I got 2 texts, one from Sonam, one from Ed, and they both say the exact same thing, which is, you got this. That's so cute. So, you can see Ed Barsky, Sonam, both of them at the same minute saying the same thing. You got this. That's so cute. You guys, I love my friends. It's Blame It on Sonam Friday. That's my favorite kind of Friday. James, it's Blame It on Sonam Friday. I feel like Blame It on Sonam Friday is not a good theme for the suicide broadcast. Can we rewind? Can we just rewind and not do this? It's fuzzy? What's fuzzy? The broadcast? Why is it fuzzy? You're back, James. Hi, welcome back. I think I saw that on my teeth. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, Nick said, make each day your best day. Each new day your best day. Who's Sonam? Who is Sonam? I'm 27. And Nicholas, I think you're kidding, but, she's right there in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, it's Sonam 108. Everywhere. She's the only Sonam 108. You can also look her up under Sonam 107 for private open bobs and feet broadcasts. This has been a moment in time with Taylor. Could you imagine if I just ended? Like, I didn't even do my outro. That was just it. Like, check out Sonam 107. Bye. Loco Vader. Yoda was the real villain. That's hilarious. You guys cheer me up so much. I knew I needed to come on here and do it, but this was not the purpose. I'm supposed to be helping people out there. And there was tons of comments earlier, but I just needed to rant about everything. Yes, 1-800-273-TALK. Yeah. Is that it then? We're at an hour. I think it should be. So I don't know if we're going to do 67 steps with Ed. That's at 3 p.m. on Fridays normally. I only got 5 hours of sleep. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I'm not promising. So, yeah, we help each other. We do help each other, Ryan. So we might be back in 3 hours with the 67 steps discussion with Ed Barsky. Or we might not. Either way, I will be back for meditation day 12. We're on a 30-day meditation challenge. And we're going to be making some food, but I don't know what. But we're just going to blame Sonam if that doesn't happen because I haven't gotten the chicken tikka masala recipe yet, which I want to make. And I could just look up a recipe online, but it's way more fun to just blame Sonam. Oh my god, Lee, seriously? Oh, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. You're doing awesome. I mean, you're hanging in there. You're doing great. You're bringing so much positivity to us, too. I can't wait to give Sonam her gift. I gotta make sure I can find it. Okay, fine. We're gonna blame Sonam's mom. She'll never know. There's no way Sonam's mom's gonna watch this. So, my alarm is going off. This is the time I was supposed to wake up. You guys, I went to bed at 4 a.m. I woke up so many hours ago, like more than 3 hours ago. I didn't even get 5 hours of sleep. Poor Sonam. No, poor Sonam's mom. Poor Sonam for having to deal with her mom. No, I'm just kidding. What do the hotlines do? I don't know. I've never actually called the hotlines before. Brett said his son tried a few times by cutting. And then, so did he end up going to therapy, Brett? Do they ask things, Demetrius? I don't know. I don't think they, like... You could hang up if you wanted to. They're not going to, like, show up at your door or anything. I've never called a suicide hotline before. I don't really know. Hotline bling. Oh my god. What is this all about? Well, I've already been live for an hour, so I was just about to end, but I basically shared some honesty about my experience with being suicidal, and we talked a little bit about Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, who took their lives this past week, which is reading those stories. I was already having some sadness this morning from my own personal stuff going on, and I started reading those stories at like the worst moment, and it broke me. I was crying, and I was just having a lot of feelings. And if you know me, I'm not very emotional. I try to be very upbeat and positive because I know that's going to be the thing that cures people's depression more than just talking about it. It's good to be honest, but at the same time, focusing on depression isn't really the best solution, in my opinion. That's not what worked for me. I'm not a doctor, but so I try to be really positive and upbeat. I was feeling really heavy emotions, and I was like, you know what? There's people out there who are going to take their life, and I just need to go live, and like maybe I can reach one of them or anyone. I just wanted to kind of get on here and see who I connected with, and then share my experiences and what I learned, and try to kind of speak to some people like that. Some people say that they'll commit suicide just to scare others. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, That's not really a concern. I'm only worried about people who are going to kill themselves. So if you're saying you're going to kill yourself, I'm going to assume that you're going to do it. I'm not going to assume that you're just trying to scare me. Definitely. I'm going to err on the side of you being serious about it. Okay, Just Chilling said he rang a hotline a few times, or she. It was therapeutic because they felt so alone. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, you can talk to someone. You can just talk about anything, I imagine, anything you want to talk about. They're just there to let you know that you're not alone, that someone sees you, someone hears you, someone cares, you have someone's attention, and they really do. I mean, these people, I don't know if they volunteer or what, but they work there because they want to save lives. They don't want you to die. They don't know you, but they know that they don't want you to die. And that's exactly where I'm at. I don't know you, but I know I don't want you to die. Emily program, many hospitals. Wow, that's a lot. Wow. Like a therapist on the phone. I don't know. Are they therapists? That's a good question. The hotlines helped Sonam a lot. Once I started talking, I could hear myself, and it made me understand myself better. That's why I think talk therapy is so powerful, which is what I did. I actually met with a psychologist back in the day, and I still think that would be great. Actually, Lisa Sansusi was live last night. Hopefully she doesn't mind me sharing this, but she was saying that, thank you, Chillin'. See, thank you. I just needed one person to say that, to know that this was worth it, getting on here and doing this, because I didn't sleep. I was going to sleep, but I was like, no. Because that's what you do when you're depressed. You just want to sleep all the time, and you can't be productive. You can't, help people in the world if you do that. So for me, it was I used to want to kill myself, and that sucked so bad. And now I'm like, whoa, life is so good. I would have missed all of this. I would have missed going to Egypt and meeting all of you guys, and I've been to so many places just in this past year that's blows my mind. I'm going Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, and I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life doing what I love. I made this business to help people to not kill themselves. Being suicidal in some way triggered the happiness that I have today. And that's the truth. It's not good. I'm not recommending that you try it, but there is always a silver lining, and there is hope for the future. And to know that look at me. Look, I'm real. This is real. I'm live. Hi. This thing's on, right? Hi. This is real. I mean, this is the real world. There is hope for a future. It's freaking awesome. Hi, David. Some people commit suicide because they're tired of existing here. Yeah, I would say Minnesota, the north. Hi. That's so true. That's kind of how I felt but I guess also, I was tired of it because I didn't think it was going to change. I didn't realize that I could change it, and that I had everything I needed in me to make the changes. So if you're in a really crappy relationship, stop complaining about it. Leave. Don't stay for the kids. Leave. Because if you're going to kill yourself, it's better to have, to be alone and go through the stress of having to deal with a divorce or whatever is going on than to just live in, what does Ty Lopez call it? the masses live a life of silent despair or something like that. Like, don't live in silent despair, you know? Realize that you can go to, I just talked about, go to a comedy show, watch a funny movie, go meet up with a fun friend, go on a dating app, go out to a bar, sit down. I don't know if alcohol is a problem for you, don't do the bar, do something else, go to like maybe a pool hall or something. You know, nothing is there, right? Yeah, I mean, killing yourself definitely isn't going to make you feel better. It may take away your pain, but how do we really know? How do we know what happens after we die? We really don't know. And are we really in a rush to get there? Because, like I said, we're going there. Don't worry. We're all dying. We're all dying. We're all on this path. As soon as we were born, we started dying. We're on this path. We're growing. We're living, but we're dying. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna die. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to, you know, whatever, universe, God, whatever you believe in. It's under control. You don't have to, you don't need, that's the one thing in the world that's guaranteed. So one thing that you know for sure is going to happen. So one thing you don't have to worry about. Somehow it should be like, you should rest knowing like, hey, I have no idea what this crazy world's going to bring to me each day, but I know that I'm definitely one day going to die. So I know that whatever I'm going to do today, I don't have to do that because that's already going to happen. That's taking care of itself. Today, I can help someone else who's in pain. I can realize that I'm not alone. I'm not the only person feeling like shit today. That a lot of people out there feel like shit today. You know, probably right now. There's 44 people in here. Probably a few people in here I kind of feel like shit today. I'm happy now, like, because, you know, because to me, broadcasting really lifts my spirits. Actually, some of my friends, when I'm upset, like if I'm having kind of death and taxes. Oh God, don't get me started on taxes. When I'm kind of like having an off day or kind of blah, or I don't really feel like going live, I'm like, meh. And then my friends will be like, go live. It'll make you feel better. And it's true. Like I started this broadcast out pretty much crying. I cried a little bit. Don't tell anyone. And see, Jess Chillin says he feels like shit today. So are you on Periscope a lot? I haven't seen you before, I don't think. Have I? It's hard to recognize when you don't talk up a lot. Like, if you're here a lot but you don't comment a lot, it's hard to know. So, are you new? Like, did you just start Periscope? I'm on here live 3 hours a day, every single day. And what my goal is to have positivity every day to make your days less sucky. You know, I always say it's to help people reach their health, wealth, and relationship goals. Maybe I'll switch that and just be like, so that your days don't suck. Because just yesterday, you guys know Dorita? She's one of our sponsors on this list here, right here. Dorita. She's my friend from Michigan. We met up in New York City. I hope we're going to meet up in a couple weeks in New York City again. And she messaged me yesterday after my broadcast. I was walking around a park. We were talking about Discord. Do you guys know the Discord app? It's like a chat app. And we were talking about the private group that I made for everyone who's at $50 or above. I'm doing like private group broadcasts. And we were just talking about that. And we were just kind of trolling each other, teasing each other. I sat down on a bench. We were just joking around. We kind of flirt with each other. We have a good time. And she texted me after that and said, you know, I just wanted to thank you for going live. And I had a really shitty day. And just even for the 30 minutes I was able to be in your broadcast, it really helped me to forget about it for 30 minutes. And to me, that was like the best message ever. Not because she had a shitty day, obviously. I don't want anyone to have shitty days. But it's life. It happens. And that, like, to me, it was the best message because to me it was like, shitty days are inevitable. But what's not inevitable is having some positive thing to pull your brain away from it for 30 minutes or however long. And you can, so I'm creating that here. I want to create that for you, but you can find your own ways. This may or may not help you forget about your stuff. You may want to go for a walk outside or a bike ride or climb a tree. I mean, I don't know. Just do something that brings you positivity. I've listed tons of things in this broadcast alone. Do something that makes you proud. I actually didn't get into that too much. Do something that makes you proud. Do something you can be proud of. Go to the gym. Eat some vegetables. Just one little thing, something you can be proud of. Get out of bed. If you haven't gotten out of bed in a few days, get out of bed. Take a shower. Boom. Impressive as F. Impressive. Just be like, yeah, I'm proud. I took it. For you, it's fine. If you can be proud of taking a shower, be proud. Maybe you're a new mom. Be proud that you took a shower. Good job. That's awesome. Sweep the leg. Yeah. What? Don't sweep anyone's legs. Non-violence. Oh my god, this is great. Yeah, so I'm going to scroll back and see what Just Chilling said. Anthony just messaged the group. Wait, which Anthony? I don't know why, but every time I see a dead body, it doesn't bother me, almost like a calm. Well, maybe you're meant to be, maybe you're meant to work in mortuary sciences. Have you ever studied that at all? Maybe you're fascinated with death. Maybe that's why you're interested in it. I mean, mortuary sciences is it tends to pay quite well because so many people are afraid of that. And that's what I mean. Like, some people are really afraid of death. So if you're not, don't kill yourself. Go help people who are afraid of it and help take care of it for them. If they're freaked out by dead bodies, you do that. They'll pay you to do it because they don't want to do it. You know, you can channel anything into something good. And for me, I'm always like, how can you make it into a business? The shitty days are what define us and end up making us stronger and more understanding. Andy, that's true. I like that. Thanks for saying that. Trevor spends time with his grandparents. It makes him feel better from work. I like that. Just so alone. Oh, David, I'm so sorry to hear that. Loneliness is one of the hardest parts. Even people in similar situations can't always understand. That's why I love the internet. I'm using my other account. You know me, so does Sonam. You know I'm trying to figure out who you are now, right? Lawn care therapy, Ryan. Okay. And you don't want us to know that you're feeling this way? Anthony Manetti. Oh, yay, Anthony. Baby steps lead to a good place. That's so true. Serial killer tendencies. Yeah, I've thought of it, but already invested in a career, but never too late to change. Yes, I love that. I love how you said it yourself. You're like, I know, it's never too late to change. Because it is. Like, we let fear dictate everything. Like, we're like, oh, but if I start a new job, what if I can't find a new job? What if I get fired? What if I don't make enough money? What if I get dumped? What if I don't like my neighbor? What if my baby has birth defects? I mean, geez, guys, come on. We can't be afraid of everything. We gotta get out there. We gotta try some stuff. Maybe your baby will be born with birth defects. Thousands of people, maybe more than thousands, get through it every day just fine. I don't know about just fine. It's harder to raise a child with, like a disability, but you can do it. And think about that. Like, think about that too. Like, for me, I was upset because I didn't have a boyfriend when I was younger and I was suicidal. I just felt like no man was ever going to love me because I didn't know my dad and all that. So if I had thought about the fact that there's people that are raising children with severe cognitive defects to the point where they're violent towards their parents, and these some of these autistic kids are like beating the crap out of their parents on a regular basis, biting them, screaming, they're struggling, they're in pain, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed out, and you know, sometimes perspective can make you realize, okay, I do have a lot of things to be grateful for, and that if these people can get through their stuff, I can definitely get through my stuff, and maybe you can help them. I actually used to work with people who, pediatric people with disabilities, and that changed my life. That made me realize that humans are so strong. They can do so much. I mean, we really can get through anything, but you have to choose to do it. I can't do it for you, and won't take the blame if you choose to take your own life, and nobody else can take it. You have to realize that that's going to hurt everyone that you leave behind. They will blame themselves. They will take responsibility. And you can do this. You are strong enough. I know it doesn't feel like it. And I know that it feels like it's not going to change. And it may not change if you're not going to get up and do something about it. You can change it. You can. Like, that's, to me, now, maybe you already know this, but for me, that was my thing. It was like, I didn't realize that everything was in my control and I could do it. And if all I had to count on was me, hi Steph, if all I had to count on was myself, then boom, I knew that I was good. I thought I needed other people to make me happy. And then I read this book and my entire life changed. If I back it up, is it easier to get the screenshot with the author? If I go over here. Hey, I didn't put the heart race up. Positivity by Barbara Fredrickson. You got it? All right, cool, Danny. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so that's the book I recommend for anyone
anyone, whether you're depressed or not. It's an awesome book. Arturo, thanks for the hearts. Trevor, Ruby, this is Web, J-Web, Web J, and Scoopy, Hines. Who's that? Thanks for the hearts, guys. You could never read that? Why not? Why not, Lise? The strength there doesn't go unnoticed. Yeah, and it actually, this is also linked to building up resiliency so that you can bounce back quicker from the shitty days that are going to happen regardless. I cannot retain it. That's okay, you don't have to retain it. Even if it helps you in the moment. I think the average person only retains 10% of what they read. You talk about suicide and a heart race. Yeah, I mean, hey, send me love. Send yourself love. It doesn't cost you anything. Building a Brazilian? What does that even mean? Building a Brazilian. How do you build a Brazilian? I think you have to be a Brazilian and then have sex with another Brazilian, and that's how you build a Brazilian. Yes? I think so. Science. I'm going to put this back on the shelf now. Or should I make this? I think I should make this the thumbnail. I feel like, well, I was going to end like 20 minutes ago. What's happening? Just chilling. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad that you're here. You're awesome. And I'm sad that you're having a shitty day. I'm also kind of having a crappy day. But I'm feeling a lot better now. Maybe go live. Build a Lego Brazilian. Sex ed, yes. And now we get into the sex ed portion of the broadcast. Is that a penis talking to Steph? Oh, no. Steph, why are you going to get the penises talking? Getting everybody all excited. Can being negative make you happy? No. My husband might disagree with that, but exercise is the best therapy, dark, depressive, or suicidal feelings and thoughts. Yeah, if you can do a little exercise, just do as many push-ups as you could do. It might be 2, it's fine, maybe 5, whatever. Do some push-ups, do something to get your heart rate going, because that releases endorphins, which are feel-good hormones. It also increases testosterone, which not only makes you feel more confident, but it actually makes you perform better, because as your testosterone increases, your cortisol decreases, and cortisol is the stress hormone, and that leads to not only physical stress in your body, and it prevents you from regenerating and restoring, like when you sleep and stuff, if you have too much stress. It also is why you can perform better, because there's that optimum level of stress that we perform best in, and when you're too stressed, it hurts your performance, which just kind of, it's like this never-ending cycle. You know, you're stressed, so you do a crappy job, so you get more stressed, so you keep doing crappy, and but if you can cut that cycle and boost the testosterone and decrease the cortisol through exercise, yoga, meditation alone, as long as you're holding yourself. That's what I was going to teach last night. We did yoga, and I was like, I know I'm forgetting something we were going to do. It's power poses. So if you hold yourself in a position where you are okay occupying your space, here we are, this is my space, I am here, I'm proud, I'm not going to curl up and be kind of like tiny little just, I'm not even worthy of this much space, and notice how you sleep. Like, do you just curl up like little tiny? This actually makes you feel more stressed. It makes you feel weak and small, and it doesn't increase your testosterone. But actually just holding yourself in what's called a power pose increases your testosterone. If you do it for 2 minutes, if you just, like Wonder Woman it, just chest forward, yes, boom, feeling it. Just doing this, like I'm not even standing up. Standing up would be even better. And take a nice wide stance with your legs and just, yes. You tried the lotus position? That was positive suicide. Don't kill yourself from yoga poses, please. So if you do this for 2 minutes, it'll actually increase your testosterone and decrease your cortisol in only 2 minutes. So before you have an interview or a performance review, or you're doing a big project, or if you're feeling stressed out, go into the bathroom, go into your car, go somewhere, hopefully probably private, and do a little power posing for as long as you can, and you're going to feel better, and you're going to do better too. Is that chair comfortable? Absolutely not. I hate this chair so much. Power pose. There's a great TED Talk about these, which is, I almost said TED Talk, a TED Talk, which is by Amy Cuddy. Amy Cuddy, Cuddy, and that is I think
think actually, I forget what she is. I think she's a psychologist. I don't actually remember, but check her out. Amy Cuddy. She talks about power poses on TED Talks. And yeah, it's been a crazy week, really crazy. But you know, it's been nice. If you guys don't already follow Steph Taylor live, oh my God, do my power pose. I don't know if it's been 2 minutes yet. Follow her because I look good in this position. I feel good in this position. Make sure you follow her because she's been doing the late night shows almost every night, and that's a great source of positivity. I feel like the late night is a dangerous time for depression because that's when it's easy to feel the most alone. You're like, it's dark, you know, the house is probably really quiet, you're thinking, you have all your thoughts, you're alone with your thoughts. That's not always good when you're feeling depressed. And then Steph goes live and she's like, hey, and you're like, yay, just like that. Wonder Woman. Steph is also awesome. Yeah, we talked about Sonam 108. She usually goes live more in the mornings, which is actually like really late night for us. Sonam usually goes live between like 6 or 8 in the morning UK time. So that's like between 1 and 3 a.m. New York time, Eastern Standard Time. So I think Steph went live yesterday at like 11 p.m. Hey, Alex. Your arms and legs are vagina? What does that mean? Love Ha says, my arms and legs are vagina. You have 5 vaginas? Hi, Harley Bill. It's going pretty good. We're learning about weird anatomy right now, apparently. How's it going with you? We're supposed to end this broadcast, but instead we're doing power poses. I'm hungry. You hear my stomach grumbling? Are we really talking about Wonder Woman like in sports right now? This is great. I love this. This is great. See a doctor immediately. That's not normal. I don't know, Steph. I mean, that's normal for me. What? Your arms and legs are not a vagina? Can you have too much sex? Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, I would say yeah. If you have 5 vaginas, you might be okay. You might be able to have a lot more sex. You're going Super Saiyan? Oh, you have 4 vaginas. And a penis? What? Oh, bye, Kaden. Kaden's like, I'm gonna get out of here. Really, Harley Bill? You know, just now, I'm actually really surprised at the rate of suicide right now in the warmer weather. We usually see a kind of an increase in the winter months and the more depressing months. So I'm surprised how much is going on. Did your friend leave a note? I'm always curious to learn more about this. Like, how many people leave notes? How many people reach out, like, the day that they're doing it? How many people, like, send a text message or an email or go out and reach out and see before they do it? You know, just the other day, a friend of ours had this happen where he was considering this, and he reached out, and he actually... I don't want to share too much, but we were able to connect with him because we don't sleep and we're awake in the middle of the night, and it was really, really nice to be able to connect with him and feel like we may have saved a life that night. You know, it's not us. He saved his own life, but at the same time, it's like you know that you helped to distract him for a moment and just got to help to switch his brain down a different path, and you were just a little distraction just to switch up that pattern so that he could realize, okay, there's people out there that care about me. Maybe I'll give it another day. And sure enough, he ended up having a birthday this past weekend, and he said it was great. He said he really enjoyed his birthday, which made me so freaking happy when I saw that message. Yep. Anthony Bourdain. He also committed suicide just last night. Yeah, that's really weird, Scoopy, but... I'm not even going to read that comment out loud because I'm not trying to give anyone any ideas, not during this broadcast. So, I'm going to go now because I'm actually getting quite hungry. We've been live for an hour and a half, and I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say that me and Ed are not going to be going live at 3 o'clock with the TED Talks, but we will do it sometime. He did it on school grounds. How old was he? School grounds. We will be cooking later. I'm hoping to do chicken tikka masala, but I don't know really what it takes to make that, so I'll have to look. Trevor, thank you for the hearts. Appreciate you. All of you. You're all awesome. 42. Did he work at the school? on school grounds. I'm so sorry, Bill. I'm really sorry. I'm glad that you came in and kind of shared that with us. We're not alone. A lot of us have experienced suicide of someone close to us, suicidal thoughts or desires or even attempts. Ruby shared, not Ruby Noosa, a different Ruby came in and shared that she attempted suicide 4 times. And she's one of our sponsors of the channel, and I just... And Trevor is Ruby's friend, and I'm sure, hearing that might make him feel pretty good about himself for being such an awesome, supportive friend. I know it makes me feel like Trevor is awesome when I hear that stuff, so you guys are all awesome. It's like little things. You don't realize how a little positivity, if you just send some positive messages to some people today, let them know you're thinking of them, let them know that you appreciate them, you love them, you want to see them, you care about them, your mind is on them, that you care about their life, then you might save some lives today. You just never know. You never know the impact that that's going to have. Sonam does that to me sometimes. She'll just message me and be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, I love you and you're so awesome, so glad you're in my life. And I'll be like, it's like always in this moment where I'm like, dude, I was having such a crappy moment, and that totally lifted me up, and she doesn't know. She's like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm feeling crappy, and then she says it. That's different. This is like, I'm just feeling crappy, and then Sonam's like, oh, hey, I love you. And I'm like, oh, Sonam, you made me feel better. Depression is a mofo. Yeah, Bill. It is, but it is something that can be, I think, beaten, at least managed. I haven't really, I've had moments where I'm feeling sad. I mean, I just cried this morning about how many people kill themselves, and I get upset, and I have things happen in my personal life. I have my own stuff that goes on too. But I haven't thought about killing myself probably since I was 19. I don't know, since I've been with my husband, if I've thought about it at all. If at all, maybe once. I can't recall it, so I don't think I probably did. I just don't want to say something that's not true. But there's always kind of that, like, darkness. There's, like, that tendency towards depression where, like, I would want to, like, lay down and like, kind of sleep all day if I'm having kind of a crummy day, or I don't really want to be very productive, or I'm just, like, I don't have a lot of energy, and that's kind of like the first warning signs towards the bad parts. So that motivates me to be like, all right, let's snap out of this. Let's get outside. Let's get in the sun. Let's get some vitamin D. Let's go to a comedy show. Let's, text Sonam. Let's do something. We all have those moments, right, Leah? Yeah, we all have moments. So it's different than like when I was in that state of my life where I was suicidal. When you get all you want out of life, you'll probably say you're done and end it. Deal. Because I don't think that you could ever get everything you want. When you get something, you're going to realize, as we get stuff, we realize, oh my God, there's so much more out there. Like for me, I was like, I just hope that I can get enough money from live streaming that I can make a living off of it and do it full time. Now I'm to the point where I'm like, now I want to have this channel live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that even though I'm about to leave right now, you wouldn't be alone. There would be someone coming on right after me. And that would require hiring. I would have to be making, I think I calculated it would be like $600,000 a year minimum to be able to have a 24/7 live channel and be able to fund all of those broadcasters coming on the channel. And to be able to fund like my graphic designer and video editor and my normal, my web. Eric doesn't even charge me right now. Like if he just quits on me one day, I don't even know. Like, there's a big cost associated with what my new dreams are. But before I used to say, if I made $100,000 a year, I'd be set for life. And that's true. However, I was only thinking about me. Now I can pay other people. I can now not only make my own living off of this, and have savings for emergencies, or so that I can, help people or invest or whatever as we go and make the world a better place. But I can also now pay people. I can pay Sonam, I can pay Ruby, I can pay James to work on this business and continue helping me to reach more people and hopefully potentially save more lives. It's awesome. I really have to go to the bathroom now, so we gotta end this. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Just know that life is worth holding on to. I really hope that you'll get this book, Positivity by Barbara Fredrickson. I'm gonna hold it up for the thumbnail as well. Please be sure to check out the website, femyoga.com. This channel is made possible by viewers just like you. Thank you so much to every single person that makes this possible. Hang on, Chaz's sponsorship's hanging off the edge here a little bit, isn't it? Shrink him down, drag it up. There we go. There we go. Got Chaz in the mix. Have a good breakfast. Thanks, Nicholas. It's 12:30 in the afternoon. But thank you, Ryan. Enjoy mowing your lawn. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. Thank you, Monica. And, you know, just remember, if you're on this list, even $5 people, you're the reason that people are messaging me saying, you saved my... Gemma tells me all the time that she's here because of me, that she wouldn't be here if not for me, which I keep telling her she's here because of her, not because of me, but whatever this channel did, whatever I said, because you guys enabled me to be live and say this and respond to Gemma and meet Gemma and know her and know Sonam and all these people, none of that would be possible if not for you guys. So I really do appreciate it. It blows me away. It gives me all sorts of warm, fuzzy feelings. And I love you. Platonically, of course. I'm married. Don't get crazy. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to check the website. If you missed this and you want to talk to me, message me, you guys. Or if you didn't miss it, if you want to talk to me, message me. I don't care that you guys think, oh, this girl's got all these super hard... No, message me. Just message me. I get back to all my messages every Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday. It's perfect. Message me. Fem Yoga Taylor on Twitter, on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Twitch. I mean, I got my website. Find me. Talk to me. Let's do this. Keep it going. Don't kill yourself. Don't. What the hell? Don't do it. This has been a moment in time with Taylor. Bye, everyone. Bye, Scoopy. Bye, Nick. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Nick put up the suicide hotline number there again. Who just came in here towards the end? Sonam, bye. Bye, Trevor. Thank you for the super hearts. Trevor and Lou and Chelsea. Oh, I missed Chelsea. Sorry, Chelsea. Tracy and Andy. Thank you guys for the super hearts. You guys, we got to get Chelsea on the show. Can we just say that? Thank you, Liga. Oh, thanks, Nick. We got to get Chelsea. You guys know Seagoods? That artist, the beautiful painter. We got to get her on. All right, here we go. This has been a moment in time with Taylor. Thanks, guys.